Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're going to have a 2v2 on Pripyat. Our heroes today are going to be Katitoff, playing for the Soviets. His trusty partner alongside him is going to be Oz, again, well, playing for the Soviets. His opponents today are going to be obviously playing as the Germans, and his first opponent is Iceman 721 playing for the Germans, and his ally is going to be let's reach him all the way over here, and that is Garker, again playing for the Germans. So it is a 2v2, and we haven't casted a 2v2 in a long time. This is in Pripyat, which is a map we actually haven't seen again in a long time, since it was, well, essentially taken out of the 1v1 auto match. Some people like to call it the Scheldt, right? But but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this map again. We've seen maybe not even that recently, but I guess the most recent version of this we've seen is the winter version that, you know, has all these rivers frozen over so you can approach the center. In this version, obviously it is summer, so the lakes are not you know, you can't walk over them, so you have to essentially use the bridges, which can be wired off and are very heavy choke points. So obviously, guys, you can tell right off the bat that something is a little bit different and looks a little bit different. But yeah, this is a test, to say the least. I'm gonna need your guys' support to give me a lot of feedback on this. Tell me if you like it, tell me if you don't, tell me if there's something that can be improved upon. And look at that nice flank there by Katitoff, getting himself on the other side of that MG42, forcing it to pack off. But his combat engineers are running away. Gonna make it out alive, but they're fine. Conscript as well, taking a beating against 2 Grants and an MG42, so they end up running at 3 men, and, well, again, they get out alive. So anyways, while the game progresses and starts, you know, kicking into gear, and we hear firefights all over the place, yeah, I mean, you can tell here this fancy-ish looking overlay that I've set up for 2v2 casts. I think the units would clutter way too much on the screen, so I didn't select those, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna need your guys' feedback to see if it's worth it or not. So so yeah, let's just get into the game and see what's going on. So we see the Soviet forces pushing into the center. We have penal battalions on the field for Katitoff, which means that he invested into his tier 1. Let's see, what happens if I use the map? Well, it looks a little bit weird with these guys on top, but at least I can use it myself to get a quicker view of the battle. Up north we have engagements from Oz. Has a maximum machine gun, so we see tier 1 and tier 2 from both the Soviets, so interesting. You know, one goes tier 1, goes tier 2. Very nice combined arms effort there. A lot of conscripts for Oz, and, well, penal battalions for Katitoff, so Grenadiers over here engaging in the north, getting pushed away. The conscript now down to 2 men. We hear a Molotov landing somewhere. Where did that Molotov land? Well, let's see where we find another engagement. I don't know, actually. Up north. Oh, penal battalion going straight for the cutoff right outside of the German base, so they're going to deny the left-hand side or northern side territories to the German players. Grenadiers running through those penal battalions. They're going to take some damage, especially because penals do some good damage, but not a lot. You don't like to kill them off. So more engagements being heard. Grenadier squad again retreating, and down south we have the conscripts and a scout car with a sniper for Katitoff. So let's take a look at the bases. We have, like I said, tier 1 for Katitoff, tier 2 for Oz. So a little bit of a combined effort there, like I said. And back at the German base we have tier 1 and tier 2 going down. Well, tier 1 and tier 2 for Iceman, and Garker is actually getting himself, if I'm not mistaken, that's a bunker, right? Or is that tier 2? Ah, no, it's a bunker. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so that's nice.
MG is firing on us. They are not real.
Oh, that's kind of close. Oh, penal battalion takes a little bit of a hit from its own down to one man. There's a sniper on the field. Is going to take a shot. And no, barely makes it out alive with his life, although there is a Pioneer in the way. Can the Pioneer take out a Penal Battalion? Let's see if it happens. He's running. The Penal Battalions run away, afraid from the crazy man running down the field. One of the men on the Pioneer squad takes some shots, but it looks like he is going to make it out alive. So no further engagements. We have slight skirmishes down south. Combat engineers preparing. Sniper in the scout car just moving up, taking some shots at the grenadiers at range. We do have a half-track for Iceman on the field, reinforcing his grunt on the fly. So the sniper, well, it will do a lot of damage as far as manpower potentially, but the grants will just simply get reinforced. Half-track pushes forward and is now right on top of the scout car. The scout car is outgunned by the half-track, but we do have conscripts on the field. And we have a... Ooh, very nice. We have partisans. Well, I guess I should actually talk about that since we can see the commanders. Partisans on the field for Katitoff, and he throws off with a Shrek. Very nice. But the Shrek didn't actually hit there, apparently. Conscripts did get off a... oh, very nice. Sniper picks up one of the grants. Grenade falling, stun grenade, but it doesn't actually get the partisans. We have partisans, tank hunters, and partisans themselves. And the tank hunters are pushing against the half-track, almost in range. Are probably going to throw a... No, the Trek actually went against the infantry, not the smartest of partisans there. But, well, you know, they're not trained troops. They're just there to help whenever they can, right? And partisans continue to chase the half-track. They're going to get a little bit of a flame burst. There goes the Trek off and kills the half-track. MG42 opens up on the partisans themselves, doing a lot of damage because it's an MG42 and those are not combat troops. And the sniper moves up on the scout car, on the MG42. The scout car gets sniper behind it and is now chasing the MG42. MG42, oh, the guy with the MG42 gets shot by the sniper. Other guy has to pick up the MG42 and run. Scout car continues to shoot, to chase, but with the movement, the sniper isn't as accurate as he would otherwise be. Does take one more guy down from that MG42, but it looks like Katitoff allows them to run away with their life. More engagements on the field. Up north, we see these combat engineers, and no, actually, looks like that's it. So yeah, I guess we'll take this small breather here to check the commanders. We see that Katitoff got himself his partisan tactics, as we can see. You know, he got a both type of partisans, and Oz has not selected anything just yet, but we do see Iceman selecting the elite troop doctrine. So we might see ourselves a King Tiger later on. Not King Tiger, sorry. King Tiger would be really nice. I remember that from Miko. But, ooh, sniper killing one of those combat engineers on the retreat, but makes that out alive. The Tiger Ace is the one I'm talking about. You'll probably see that. Partisans retreating. There is an MG42 set up, which they will have to run through the arc of fire of. Will the MG42 execute the partisan squad on the retreat? Taking a lot of damage down to one man. Barely makes it out of the range, and he is fine. Sniper moves up, takes a shot at the gunner, and is going to start clearing off that MG42 if it doesn't pack up. Anyways, continuing on the commanders. Elite Troops Doctrine, like I said, for Iceman, so we'll probably see a Tiger Ace. And Garker got himself Assault Support Doctrine, so that will be quite interesting. Up north, we hear engagements. We have conscripts pushing forward, throwing Molotovs, but with a sniper on the field, they are getting battered alive, and they barely make it out alive with 2 men. We also have a conscript squad down here shooting through the road. We have the grenadiers pushing forward for Garker. So we see a little bit of a split. We see Garker focusing on the north and Iceman pushing down south with his half-track. Very nice. Oh, hitting a mine right there. Second mine getting hit by the MG42. So very lucky. Half-track was actually running straight into the mine, so it could have gotten killed off. Panzer Grenadiers on the field, and we see the partisans just holding position around a truck. The half-track does back off, and the partisans are not going to get engaged by the infantry, so they're going to lose that fight. They're going to need to retreat. Up north, we see a major engagement. AT guns, mortar, conscript trying to hold the push from Garker. You can see his name, click control. So that's Oz versus Garker up here in the north, but with that sniper present. Oh, very nice shot there by the mortar. Almost nails the sniper, but he only takes about half damage and makes it out alive, so he will continue to work on the infantry. Down to 2 men on that conscript squad will need to retreat, and more infantry moving into the zone in the form of a Maxim machine gun. Retreating down to 1 man on the retreat and gets executed by the grenadiers. Does not make it out alive. 3 men left on the mortar. Oh, the sniper does go down to a sneak attack by a partisan squad for Katitoff. Very nice Keep in mind that the partisans are able to be called in onto the field inside of any house, so they don't really have to run through your base. They can spawn in the middle of the field, which they probably did over here, I would assume, considering the angle they came in attack. And they took out the sniper, took out a squad, and actually picked themselves up an LMG. So this squad has PPS Sages and an LMG, and they're women, badass women. Hey, how'd you do? Never mind. But anyways, so very nice move there by Katitoff, using those partisans to get behind enemy lines. Panzer IV on the field chasing a penal battalion. Penal battalion getting ripped to shreds by that Panzer IV. Not really much they can do about it, but considering they are infantry, they are able to scurry through paths that the big hulking tank cannot squeeze through, and they barely make it out alive at 2 men. Mortar did get cleared out for Oz, so he's going to need to get that back on the field, but he does have a Maxim machine gun holding the position. Down south, we see a engagement, conscripts, partisans, and the scout car with the sniper engaging the Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers taking some shots, but not actually dying. MG42 opening up on the scout car taking some damage, having to move around the edge of the range of the MG42. Second MG42 also set up, still at range, and the sniper is working on the gunner itself. Partisans engaging both Garens and Panzer Grenadiers. They are not combat troops, so they're going to end up dying even at their veterancy. Unfortunately, without the HUD, we can't see what the veterancy is, but that veterancy 2 partisan squad does end up dying. The Panzer Grenadiers almost get cleared out, down to 1 man. That partisans, kind of hard to tell. I haven't actually worked with them. Barely make it out alive. Veterancy 3 on those Grens. This is because Iceman has the elite troops doctrine, so he can use that that veterancy purchase. And we see the flamethrower half-track once again on the field, pushing forward, and it looked like it was trying to go for the base, but he thinks otherwise of it. Up north, we have another engagement between Garker and Oz. We see Sniper once again being fielded, and a Grand Squad retreating. Grand Panzer IV holding the line. This Panzer IV did take quite a beating because we have an AT gun on the field for Oz. Sorry, kind of hard to keep track of all these names. And yeah, northern field point currently not capped by anyone. We do see a conscript squad at 3 men pushing forward. It's probably at 3 men because it might have, it picked up this this mortar, so that's why it's probably a 3, or reinforced something. Maybe the AT gun merging. I don't know. So a little bit of a stalemate. We see Iceman poking down south. Sniper on the field taking some shots at the AT gun, and we have a small engagement down south. The half-track is pushing forward onto the scout car. The scout car takes a shot with the sniper as well. Conscript's pushing forward, gonna get an 18-8 off on that scout car. On that half-track. Half-track gets critted, and we have partisans, but we don't. Oh yeah, we do have partisans. One of the partisans, they actually have PTRS rifles. So very nice. How many PTRS rifle does that squad have? I would assume 2. No, actually 3. Wow, so those partisans actually have a higher anti-tank capabilities than guards. Obviously, they are, weaker, but, they spawn with 3. Oh, no, they're dead. Yeah. Nice model laid there by Iceman, losing the anti-tank partisans, but we do have a PTRS on the field, which gets picked up by conscript. Veterancy 2 conscripts at that, so that's going to make it a lot easier. Conscripts could as well just get into that scout car and kind of, resemble guards a little bit. So full rout in the south for Iceman. His half-track quite damaged, very low in the engine, and the scout car pushes forward to, well, essentially scout and try to see if he can pick up anything. Does see the half-track there damaged and will move up to continue to shoot. The gun is not the best, but it is capable of damaging the half-track. Half-track is not really capable of damaging the German scout car because it has flamethrowers. If it had the main gun, it would actually do or out-damage the Soviet scout car. So yeah, might actually go down. Do we see anything pushing forward? No, main gun destroyed. So now it can actually push forward and not risk getting damaged. And there we go. So half track down for Iceman. So Iceman not catching any break down south, and Katitoff doing quite an awesome job at keeping his territory, and those partisans have actually been pretty good. I mean, I can't use them myself because I don't have those commanders, but I'm quite surprised. I heard a lot of people not liking them, but you know, that simply that ability of calling them then instantly into the field in any house, you know, obviously, makes it quite interesting. Up north, we see the Panzer IV pushing forward, trying to get, you know, on top of the enemy. The AT gun is being repositioned, but gets caught out of position. It's a Veteran 3 AT gun, but it gets cleared out. And we have anti-tank partisans called onto the field, again with PTRS rifles. They do as well throw a nade at the Panzer IV, which is a anti-tank nade. They do have those just like conscripts. And Mark Vehicle goes down by Katitoff, but unfortunately the partisans, like I said, they are not combat troops, they are quite weak, so they end up dying to the top gunner. And yeah, that Panzer IV is gonna, well, make it back home. Well, not make it back home necessarily, but make it out of there alive unless something follows up. But we do see that Oz got completely routed from the north. We have 4 conscript squads pushing into the center, but not much else that, you know, can happen there. And the Mark Vehicle will probably run out. Penal Battalion and conscripts pushing straight into all the forces. Oh no, that conscript squad is dead. Quite an unfortunate loss there for Katitoff. Penal Battalion as well, trying to run through the enemy. 2 MG42s, Panzer Grenadiers, and Grenadiers with G43s shooting at them. The Veteran C2 does not provide any defensive bonuses anymore, but they barely make it out alive. Panzer Grenadiers chasing them down, trying to get the last kills, but they're going to make it out just fine. Very lucky there for Katitoff. Su-85 is now on the field for Katitoff. Let's see, or check out the bases. So he did go tier 1 to tier 4, and we have only tier 2 for Oz, so that's going to probably go to tier 3, I would assume. For the German bases, we have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 for Iceman, and we have tier 1, tier 3 for... not actually, no, sorry, that's not tier 3, that's tier 4. So tier 1, tier 2, tier 4, and tier 1, tier 3 for... what is his name? Garker. So, there you go. Nothing out from tier 4 for Iceman just yet, but he also has the ability for the Tiger Race later on. So, big push from the north coming from Garker. 2 Panzer IVs heading straight into the center. Conscripts are only thing that are set up there to try to defend. They do throw an 18-8 at that Panzer IV approaching, but it only bounces off, doing a little bit of damage, but not getting a crit on the engine. 2 men left on the conscript squad, having to retreat. AT gun and Su-85 on the field. Manages to scare off, I suppose, the Panzer IVs, forcing them to back off a little bit. Conscripts and scout car with sniper trying to hold the line in the center, capturing more territory, and the Panzer IVs are just hanging around, essentially. AT gun gets turned around, and the Su-85 as well is there for support, but they don't manage to hit anything. This Panzer IV so far has not taken any damage other than the AT gun. The 18-8 AT gun now finally landing a hit, and we see a strafing run getting called in by Garker right on top of the AT gun and the Su-85 plus the conscripts. Conscripts do get down 1 man. Strafing run falls down, but doesn't really do much. Conscripts retreating as well, and the Su-85 is trying to hold position. Needs to turn its gun a little bit and shoot, but it is not currently aimed in the, you know. Oh, very nice, but it hits a tank, unfortunately. Unfortunately, the artillery barrage ability is not the best as far as tank damage. So if it hits a tank, it's not really going to do much more against infantry. Can do a little bit of damage, but you know, nothing reliable. The Grens push forward. We're going to get a Faust off on the Su-85, damaging its engine, potentially giving the Panzer IVs an opportunity. This Panzer IV does not have an engine or a gun. I mean, does not have a gun, and well, it's going to have to back away. Down south, we see partisans trying to hold the line against the onslaught of German forces. Bundlenates falling on the partisans' tank hunters, getting themselves killed. The standard partisan troops do retreat at 1 man, very low health, and the combat engineers, well, they don't take that many losses, just 2, and make it out alive with 2 men, but the German forces have penetrated the south. Up north, we also see Katitoff with his penal battalions trying to help out Oz to regain possession of his own territory, and we now see 2 T-34s, and these are T-34-85s getting called in for Oz. So Oz is apparently not going to go for any tech. Very nice. So he only goes tier 2 to have those AT gun capabilities, and gets himself the armored assault tactics, meaning that he can call in those T-34-85s and the IS-2 later on if he wanted to. Very nice. Panzer IV up north going to get intercepted by an anti-tank Yeah, very nice. Anti-tank partisans, or partisan tank hunters, that is. They get spawned with a Shrek, which is kind of the best outcome that you can wish for on those partisans, and they execute that tank quite handily. So the penal battalions, well, have nothing to fear in the north so far. Down south, the German forces continue to flood the south, trying to get as much as they can. Panther on the field gets rammed, but one of the T-3485s, T-3485 remaining, continues to shoot at the Panther, but the Panther did not get critted. He only got stunned a little bit, so this T-3485 is essentially done for. It did get its, obviously, weapon disabled and the engine completely destroyed or damaged. Su-85 moves into the zone to help out. Mark vehicle getting down on the Panther, and the Panther is almost dead. Can the Su-85 or the T-34 finish it off? Shot goes out by the T-34 and does not manage to get the kill. Su-85 moves up. The gun is now destroyed on the Panther, so the T-3485 is on the chase. They're getting caught with each other. T-3485 needs to continue to chase. Do not let that Panther get out of there alive. And there it goes. It is continuing to chase. The Su-85 is, well, Su-85s are trying to hold the ground as much as they can. Full route for the infantry from Iceman. Another half-track on the field. He wants to keep that ability to reinforce on the fly. More smokes getting popped, and there goes the Panther. So very nice there by Oz. Manages to pick up that Panther, and that half-track is as well going to go down to the C-3485. I don't think it's going to be able to live very long. T-3485 getting caught on the water, and it lets the half-track out alive. Quite unfortunate, but oh well. And now we see Garker making a push to the north. He now has a Veteran C2 Panzer IV with armor skirts, which is going to be able to withstand quite a bit. Only single battalions there to oppose it and forced off of the field in the face of that Panther. They can throw a satchel, to try to damage it, and it does do a lot of damage. Veteran C2 does give the Panzer IV still, some damage reduction, but not as much as it once did. I believe it's a 40% armor increase. Don't quote me on that just yet. Conscripts running away from the Panzer IV, trying to get into a better position and potentially throw an 18-8 off and get a crit on the engine, but there are no tanks up north. There's only an AT gun there to stop it. So that Panzer IV will not be able to simply roll over the infantry, but, there isn't anything to hunt it down and kill it. Maxim machine gun moving across the river, trying to support those conscripts capturing. And we see a push into the center from Iceman. So, multiple blitz vehicles as well. Up north, we see a partisan squad getting called in. They are going to put themselves in the house, and they do have an LMG, and we have a lot of Pios on the field. So, Garker, trying to keep his tanks alive, especially the Veteran C2 one. And that partisan squad has to retreat. It is going to retreat straight through the Pios and the Panzer IV. They do run quite swiftly through them, but they are not combat troops and get killed very easily by the tank. Quite unfortunate. T-3485s do get repaired, so luckily for Oz, he did not lose his T-34 down south. And is now currently using the Veteran C1 that killed the Panther to capture the point while getting a little bit guarded by the other one. So engagement up north, the Pios emboldened by the presence of their Panzer IV Master, trying to push forward, back off a little bit after the Panzer IV gets damaged to about half health, and they're probably going to start field repairs very quickly. Su-85 continues to push forward, is going to get fausted by those Grens, damaging its engine. No, actually the Grens do not get in range for a Faust, so the conscripts are still there. Conscript Ura forward trying to get a shot off, and can the Su-85 finish off the Panzer IV? No, it misses with its shot, and the Panzer IV hits Blitzkrieg and speeds away in reverse back to its base. So very lucky to be alive there. Ooh, Grenadier Squad actually gets killed off by that T-3485, so very nice. And we now have a Tiger on the field for Garker. That T-3485 is going to be in a little bit of trouble. It's essentially cut off from the rest of his armada or tank forces. But the Su-85 is nearby. They can help him do a lot of damage. But I believe the Tiger should be able to take out the Su-85. I mean, not the Su-85. Well, the Su-85 could also be taken out. But the T-3485, without really much to worry about if it's a one-on-one. Partisans retreating through the south. Another push being geared up by Iceman into the center. And the Tiger and the Grenadiers do run into that T-34-85. Faust is going to go off by those Grents, damaging the engine on that T-34-85. So the Tiger is going to be able to, well, kill it off. The Su-85 is not moving in to support. Conscript moving up north to try to help out the T-34-85, doing some small amount of damage to the Tiger, but really nothing significant. Su-85 way more capable of penetrating that armor. We now see the Su-85 and these other T-34-85 moving up north, getting caught with each other, unfortunately. Although this T-34-85 does not look like it wants to move. There it goes. It is moving. First T-35, the one at the north is going to get itself killed down to a sliver of health. One more shot from the Tiger should do it, and there it goes. Down goes one Tiger. Down goes the T-34. The Tiger is at about 90% health, and here comes the ramp. Can he get it off? And the engine does burn out. The marked vehicle does go down on the Tiger Su-85 there for support. Very nice support there by Katitoff. And the T-34 should be able to make it out alive. Su-85 will do a lot of damage, damages the engine. The shot actually bounces from the T-34-85, but the Su-85 finishes off the Tiger and gets veteran 2-1 in the process. So this T-34-85 needs to get some repairs very quickly. Katitoff actually going to be supporting it and repairing it himself, so very nice there. Very nice combined arms. And Su-85 down south is apparently moving across the river. Center of the map, we see Panzer Grenadiers in force, just penetrating through all the defenses. We have the Maxim machine gun turning around to face its weapon. But we now have a Tiger Ace. I just saw it called in, and here it is heading straight into the center. Let's see if the Soviet forces can stop it. There is, let's see, one Su-85 down south. That is going to take a while to get into the fight. We have the Su-85 up north moving in, and the Tiger Ace is going to start mauling all the infantry because this is just great against it with its coaxial guns. We do have a strafing run getting called in, but it looks like a Soviet strafing run. So a yeah, no, actually that was a strafing run by Garker. Conscript getting mauled by the Tiger Ace, now down. And the Tiger Ace is on the hunt. We do have the Su-85. Ooh, takes a nasty shot on the side armor by the Tiger. The Tiger will finish it off in another shot, destroys the engine. The Su-85 is aimed to take a shot. Can he take a shot? He does take a shot, doing a little bit of damage just to help out, but ends up in a ball of flame. Su-85 does get repaired, goes for the ramp, and gets a crew shock on the Tiger. The Tiger is stunned for a little while, gets, you know, a little bit of a marked vehicle there, but it does do some damage. But the AT gun has been cleared off. The combat engineers get gunned down by the strafing run, and the entire north is now vacated from Soviet forces. We see the Su-85 pushing across the river. Not exactly sure why it's doing that. Just trying to, I guess, distract. We do have 2 pack-ons on the field for Iceman, so that Su-85 is in a little bit of trouble, needs to back off very quickly and get away. And we see Partisans moving into the center. The IS-2 is now on the field for Oz. He's going to try to hold off that Tiger Ace with this IS-2. It'll be an interesting fight to see. And the Tiger Ace is somewhere. Where is he? Up north, getting repaired by the 3 Pioneer squads from Garker. So very nice combined there, but yeah, bringing it up to full strength. So obviously the reason they do that is because the Tiger Ace, you know, stops all income for Iceman. So Garker can't actually afford to repair it because he still has a healthy income of, you know, manpower and all that. So very nice. So the infantry for Iceman really can't get reinforced anymore. So he would be a little bit well advised to try to heal them up, you know, for the most part. So the Panzer Grenadiers in the center gonna get mauled by that Maxim machine gun, so down goes one of them. No manpower available to reinforce with, so that Panzer Grenadier squad is now running at 75% effectiveness. Second one again loses one more guy, so Iceman is too much of a gamble at this point. Ooh, nasty shot there by the conscript. The conscripts are moving right on top of those Panzer Grenadiers, trying to get as much as they can. We have MG42 and a mortar, I believe, yeah, on the field, getting dropped, and the Tiger Ace just holding the territory. So looking a little bit dicey here for the Soviet forces. We now see nothing on the field, everything being focused in the center. We see a partisan squad getting called in up north, appearing out of nowhere, hidden in the field as always. And they're going for the field, trying to deny that. We see a Stug moving up against the partisans. Stug could potentially do very good against them, especially because they are very weak, and they actually do force them away. So we have an Su-85 and the IS-2 plus a AT gun. Oh, second Su-85. So 2 Su-85s for Katitoff, just aiming their guns into the center. They know the Tiger Race is there, and they know that the German forces are going to want to control the center plus their north and just win it out like that. So, like I said, Iceman is essentially just just holding what he has and trying to keep it alive. Like I said, I mean, he would probably benefit from retreating this and getting it healed up, although... Well, he himself does not have a med bunker, but there is a med bunker at the base, and I'm pretty sure an allied med bunker would heal up your units. And, yeah. That half-track is essentially useless. No munitions to speak of, and no manpower to reinforce with. So it's just going to be able to shoot a little bit, and that's it. Maybe get repaired by Garker, but that's it. So AT gun gets taken by the German forces. Pack-on moves up, and Molotov lands right on top of the dead conscript. The AT gun backs off, and the Tiger Ace takes some more shots. Center, though, does get decrewed, and the conscripts might be able to... no, they're done to one man. Needs to retreat. Retreat. There you go. Artillery barrage falling right on top of the Soviet AT gun, and landing in the water. Su-85 and IS-2 just kind of tangling themselves a little bit. And the Tiger Ace taking some shots. Conscripts and partisans in the center. This partisan squad is actually better than C3, so they've seen it all. They're not formally trained, but, you know, they are no stranger to war. Conscript down to one man on the retreat. Can he make it out alive? Barely makes it out alive. And we see snipers, Grants, and Stug there. So Soviet forces just hold up in, German forces hold up in the center. Mark vehicle going down on the Tiger Ace, trying to get some damage on it. Very good damage going down. IS-2 moves up. Will it actually take a shot? It does take a shot. And let's see that damage go down. The damage is being quite significant. Down to about 60% health. Tiger Ace backs off. Probably will get repaired by Garker. And we'll be back on the field in a little while. I mean, at this point, Iceman is almost down to essentially just microing his Tiger Race because of this. But oh well. Would have probably been better, I mean, at this point, obviously not throughout the game, but, you know, if Iceman had focused on snipers, you know, snipers can just get healed up and are a little bit more effective than Panzer Grenadiers in this situation because you can't reinforce your Panzer Grenadiers. And the sniper is only one guy, so just heal him up and keep him alive. Bunker going down to the center by Garker, and we now have a Katyusha. Very nice choice there by Katitoff, and it's landing it right up north where it... Oh! Did he? No. Well, he might have. There's this ability with the Partisans one, I forget what it's called, something about intel. It essentially shows you where all the enemies are in the minimap, so that's very nice combining with artillery. So you see, oh look, he has a lot of units, you know, clumped up there. Just shoot it over there. Very nice. So victory point wise, we can see about what, 420 for the Soviets, and the Germans down to about 150. So they did get a little bit desperate, but they are now in a solid position, especially with that Tiger Ace. Tiger Ace did take a beating, but again, repairs can go down, and... Huh, interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, never mind. I'm thinking, you know, StarCraft, where it costs you to repair. It doesn't actually in this game. I think... I'm not sure if it does this. I believe, at least in vanilla Company of Heroes, it just reduced your manpower income. So essentially it was like upkeep for a while you were repairing, but that's about it. So Katyusha barrage falling into the center of the map. AT guns forced to push back. Ooh, very nice shot there. Actually destroys the stolen AT gun. And the Tiger Ace moves into the center to try to defend because, well, when an artillery barrage falls, you kind of assume that there's going to be a follow-up as far as infantry. Right? So Su-85 down south on this river gets shot a little bit. It's down to about 75% health. snipers taking some shots. We see partisans, conscripts, and combat engineers pushing into the center. Or, well, victory point, the center south, I suppose. And, ooh, PTR wrist rifle. They got picked up by those grunts, get dropped. And who's going to pick it up? It is going to be nobody. Okay. So, conscripts, partisans continue to push forward. Those snipers doing quite a lot of work against those conscripts. The conscripts are now down to 2 men, but the snipers are in a very difficult position. The Tiger Race moves up and is going to execute, well, the sniper actually executed it. But, well, did work to that conscript squad, so the partisans retreat, seeing their heroic soldiers die in front of them. Katyusha barrage falling right on top of where the snipers are. Can it actually nail one of the snipers? Oh, very nice rocket barrage there by Katitoff. Nails both of the snipers in one of those rockets and makes a very nice pickup there for the Soviet forces. So, Garker now in a very difficult situation. He doesn't have a lot. He has those pioneers just there for repairs. But, well, his ally can no longer help him out that much. I mean, the medics are doing it as most as they can to keep those infantry nice and healthy, but like I said, I mean, those Panzer Grenadiers, they're just going to keep on losing infantry in every engagement, and they're going to be losing effectiveness.
This territory is ours.
So, aside from the Tiger Rays being, you know, a complete badass that can kill anything on its own, essentially, well, Garker is pretty much left to, you know, 2v1. Which is, well, a problem, I suppose. So the Tiger Race is shooing away the most as it can. We see the victory point up north. Got decapped, but well, he's going to go cap it. Fuel cache is laid down. The entire south is now safely in possession of the Soviet forces. They are really not in any... The Germans aren't in any position to push out, like I said, because it's a 2v1 essentially with a micro hero unit by the other player. But that makes it so that they don't have enough reach, so they have to actually just hold their 2 points. So it's going to be a long battle here. So conscripts getting pushed from the center. They do manage to penetrate and do a little bit, but, you know, points-wise, not that much. So we now have T-34-85s on the field for Oz. We have the S-35 up over here. S-35 down south. Ooh, very nice. Oh, demolition charge right on top of the Grenadiers. Oh, very nice move there. Who was that? I think that was Katitoff. Yeah, I applaud you, sir. That was very nice. Does break the approach, so they probably have to repair it if they want to be able to move through here again. Are they actually going to do that? Looks like they might. But, yeah, very well played there, Katitoff. We now see that Garker really doesn't have anything on the field. He does call in a Panther just to bolster the armored presence. Oh, nasty Katyusha barrage as well. Nailing those Pyos down to 1 man on one of those squads, the other one down to 3. So the Pyos for Garker are now in very bad shape. The Tiger Ace does get shocked by the IS-2. The IS-2 is going to get shot in return by the Tiger. Actually bounces the shot and bounces as well. So evenly matched, not able to do much. And there goes the Ram. Oh my god, the Ram actually got the crit. So this Tiger Race is now disabled. It has a damaged engine. Although I think it was destroyed. Oh my god. Destroyed gun, destroyed engine, marked vehicle going down. Oh no, that Tiger Race is gonna go down. Su-85 and IS-2 is nearby, but they have to cross the river to be able to get range to do some damage. The T-34-85 that rammed did go down. We have a barrage there going down by the Soviet players. Panther moves in to support. It is going to kill off the T-34-85, but the Tiger Ace is now down to about 20% health. IS-2 is in the lead. We do see a call in, and that is a... What is that? Bombing run. Does do some damage to the IS-2. Shocking the crew as well. But the Su-85... Where did the Su-85 go? Oh, it's over here. Su-85 does manage to get some nice shots on the side armor of that Panther and will kill it off. Well, no, actually, it is down to about 10% health. Can it kill it off? Oh, very nice combined shot there by both the IS-2 and the Su-85, and the Katyushas as well, barraging the Tiger Race, and the Tiger Race is gonna go down. There goes the Tiger Race, and unfortunately, even if you lose your Tiger Race, your income is not gonna come back. So that means that Iceman has nothing left to do. He has one-man squads of Panzer Grenadiers up north trying to capture that victory point. He has packs that are currently damaged and taking some shots in the center, and an MP-43. No income, so those units are eventually going to die. Very nice. That was like the money ram there from Oz. T-3485's MVP of the game, basically. And that is the risk, obviously. So, center map, we see Maxim machine guns just pushing forward, assaulting everything they can. Su-85 as well in the zone, just trying to support. The packs getting recruited. Partisans running out of the field, and we have 1, 2, 3 Katyushas on the field, barraging everything, and here comes the shots, landing right on top of all the infantry for Garker and the remaining units from... And that's it. The remaining units from Iceman. So, wow, that was an amazing game, guys. I am very, very pleased with it. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game as much as I did. This was awesome. So, I'm going to ask for a lot of feedback if possible, guys. Tell me what you think of the overlay. I mean, to say that it took a considerable time investment is, well, putting it lightly. So yeah, let me know if you guys liked it. I don't know. I mean, I liked it. I wanted to try it out, see if it, you know, if it gives something to a 2v2. But yeah. Anyways, amazing game. I enjoyed it a lot, and hopefully with this, I'll be able to cast some more 2v2s. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, please leave them in the comment section this time. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.